So let's jump right in and let's start out with the NL this time around. We introduced you in the first video, which if you haven't watched the first video, I'll link that below. But we introduced the AL teams followed by the NL teams. So we're going to start with the NL teams and we're going to look at their rosters. We're going to see what they have and your favorite cities, your favorite teams, who's a part of them. So you look at the rotation here. This is the Atlanta Skyhawks, and as I mentioned, they have one of the cleaner color schemes in the game, in the league. Yuri Perez going to be the opening day starter for this team. 20-year-old, a potential. He's going to be a stud for the Skyhawks for a long, long time. George Kirby makes up this rotation as well. Kirby, one of the top pitchers for the Seattle Mariners. He's the number 2 for Atlanta. Sandy Alcantara, he's the number 3 for this team. So Yuri Perez, Sandy Alcantara go from the Marlins over to the Skyhawks. Kind of a three-headed monster of sorts here for Atlanta. So it'll be fun to watch. We get Daniel Lynch making up the 4th spot in the rotation. He's the only lefty in the rotation. And as you can see with his career stats, a little bit of a mixed bag of results, but has struggled in the past, but he's going to be pressed into duty this year. He's got a over a 5 career ERA, so we'll see what Daniel Lynch can do. Then rounding out the rotation, James Caprielian, 30-year-old, and he's had a mixed bag as well. Some good years in there, some bad years in there with Oakland. JP France, wearing jersey number 69 for the Atlanta Skyhawks. He should be a nice addition to this team as the long relief pitcher. We have Dennis Santana making up this bullpen, or starting this bullpen off, not counting JP France as a 6th starter long reliever. Tyler Holton, a lefty, will be a part of this rotation. This bullpen. Luke Jackson returns to Atlanta. He's a part of the Skyhawks bullpen. Jalen Beeks, they have another lefty in there. Raciel Iglesias stays, or Rysel, sorry if I mispronounced some of these names. He stays in Atlanta. Sam Mole, another lefty, 3 lefties in this bullpen for the Skyhawks. And Chris Martin, again, returns to Atlanta. Martin is listed as the closer of this team and not Iglesias as of now. Let's go over to the lineups for this team. Josh Naylor, we're going to just look at their lineups against right-handed DH. That's what it's going to default to. We got Termar Johnson playing second base. For those of you who play MLB The Show, that got one of his cards early on in the game. Absolutely love his card. His 85 that we got early in the season, still in my lineup. He's going to be batting second. So a lot of ABs for the young Termar Johnson. JD Martinez playing left field, interestingly enough. He'll be batting third right there. Brent Rooker over in right field. So we got some sluggers in the middle of this order, but some questionable defense so far looking like for the Skyhawks. Jock Peterson, a part of the Atlanta team. He's DHing against righties, batting 5th. Luke Raley out in center field. He's got some pop as well. Candelario at third base. Good bat to have in the 7 spot. We got Keibert Ruiz batting 8th and catching, and then we have Zach Neto at shortstop. Your bench, we got Max Clark, 19 years old. He'll probably play a little bit against righties at some point. Andy Rodriguez is the backup catcher for the Skyhawks. Jake Cronenworth, the Crone Zone, is on the bench, backing up Josh Naylor. And then you got your infielder on the bench, veteran Gene Seguros. That rounds out the staff for the Skyhawks. Let's go to the Charlotte Racers now. Go over their pitching rotation, and there you see Clayton Kershaw, the vet, leading this team off. Pretty exciting for Clayton Kershaw. He's not in a Dodger uniform, so if you're a fan of a Charlotte team, there you go. You got Clayton Kershaw starting this rotation out. Jose Quintana, another lefty in this rotation for the Racers. He'll be solid and fun to watch. Same with Cole Reagans, who had a breakout year last year for the Kansas City Royals. So we'll see how Cole Reagans does. Walker Buehler follows Clayton Kershaw to the Charlotte Racers. He'll be the fourth man in this rotation. Then the fifth man, veteran Jake Odorizzi, rounding out the rotation. Bullpen looks a little weak for the Racers, so we'll see how the bullpen holds up. Tyler Wells, converted starter into a relief pitcher. There you see his pitch mix, that type of thing. We got Brock Burke in the bullpen. It appears that he might be the only lefty in this bullpen, so Brock Burke could be getting a lot of work. Did not mean for that to rhyme, but just kind of happened. Sorry about that. John Curtis and Brad Boxberger are middle relief pitchers for this team, former Brewers at one point in time. Jordan Weems, pretty hard throwing right-hander, is also in the bullpen. Alex Lang, who is, I believe he was the closer for the Tigers last year, and he isn't anymore. He's in the bullpen. David Robertson, the veteran, is there, as well as a setup man, eighth inning guy. And Ryan Presley lost his closer role with the Astros. He regains it with the Charlotte Racers in the MPBL. Let's go take a look at their batting order. And again, this is just going to be against right-handed pitching with the DH. There is a DH across the board in this league. Sorry, needed a sip of Coke there. Josh Lowe would be batting leadoff for this team playing right field. Jace Peterson will be DHing for this team batting second. Did not expect that whatsoever. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., the cover athlete, wearing the Charlotte Racers colors in 2024. Marcell Ozuna has had an incredible season to this point for the Atlanta Braves, IRL. He'll be batting cleanup for this team. Nolan Arenado sitting there at third base, batting fifth. Byron Buxton out in center field, batting sixth. We got some sneaky pop on this team as well. Brandon Lau also on this team. So we got two Lows. I'm not sure if these two are related or not, but whatever. He's batting seventh. Danny Jansen, catcher. Again, I'm going to mispronounce names. I'm sorry. Danny's batting eighth. And Dansby Swanson, your shortstop. This is a pretty good lineup across the board. Really, really good lineup. We'll see again with this team. I think it's going to come down to how their bullpen holds up, but the rest of the team looks phenomenal. We got rookie Daniel Suzak as the backup catcher behind Danny Jansen. So Daniel Suzak, I believe younger brother of Andrew Suzak, will be backing up. We got Charlie Culberson not pitching. He's playing infield. He'll be the backup infielder, fourth infielder for this team. Mitch Haniger, backup outfielder. Pretty exciting to see that on the bench for him. I'm sure he'll get some at-bats against lefties. And then Jose Ramos, another rookie. So a young bench for the Charlotte Racers, but they should be a pretty good team. Now we're going to make our way over to the Bangor Bears. Yes, we have a team from Maine representing everything here in the MPBL. So if you're from Maine and you're watching this, well, welcome to baseball. Welcome to professional baseball. Here's your team. You got Luis Castillo as your opening day starter, so that's pretty exciting. You got Chris Sale also there. He'll be your starting rotation pitcher number 2, so not bad. If he could stay healthy. Marcus Stroman is your 3. Stroman playing for the Bangor Bears. That's a good 1, 2, 3 right there. Not a bad 4 either when you got Alex Cobb sitting there. Alex Cobb's got some sneaky stuff. He can take you deep into games. And then Bailey Ober. If Bailey Ober's your 5th starter, it's a pretty good rotation right there. Let's head over to the bullpen. We got Ryan Barucki, who got a really good card in MLB The Show with 24 already this year. He's your long reliever. Bangor Bears. We got Tyler Duffy sitting in the bullpen. Jose Cisnero, hard-throwing right-hander. Ian Hamilton, another hard-throwing right-hander. We got some velocity in this bullpen. Buck Farmer is a part of this bullpen as well. We'll see how he does. A little inconsistent at times. Danny Coulombe is one of your setup pitchers, and he is the second lefty in your bullpen. Him and Okert will be the lefties in the bullpen for Bangor, so they got 2. Joe Kelly, Not the Joe Kelly that we're thinking of. This is, oh, never mind. It said rookie there for some reason. He's definitely not a rookie. I don't know why it says R right there, but Joe Kelly's set up, man. And then Edwin Diaz is the closer for the Bangor Bears. So just get to the ninth inning, and you're all set. You would think for Bangor. Let's take a look at the batting order. Again, this is just specifically against right-handed batting. We got a pretty interesting lineup here. The bottom of this lineup, I wouldn't expect a whole lot from, but hey, you never know. Michael Harris, though, great leadoff hitter. That's an exciting piece to have. Young team, it looks like here for the most part as well. Michael Garcia at third base. He is batting second, 24 years of age. Should be good. Jose Altuve playing in Maine. Crazy. Joey Gallo playing in Maine. He's batting cleanup. Can he drive all them guys home? We'll see. If not, you got Randy Arozarena batting fifth. So that's a pretty good 1 through 5 right there. Jake Fraley batting sixth. Pretty good against righties. So we'll see how he does. Not bad defensively. Of all people, we got Raimel Tapia DHing for this team, batting seventh. That will be interesting. Shea Langoliers is the catcher for this team. Has a really good arm. Let's see if he can find the bat a little bit. He bats eighth. Paul DeYoung, the veteran, at shortstop, will be batting ninth against right-handed pitching for the Bears. Backups, we have Miguel Amaya, backup catcher. We got Carlos Santana. Really good bat to have on your bench. Not sure why he's not DHing instead of Tapia, but hey, Bangor wants to give Raimel a shot, so we'll see what happens there. Miguel Rojas, contact hitting infielder, and Miguel Vargas making up the bench for Bangor. All right, we've made our way over to the Columbus Barons, also a part of the NL East, and as you can see, their rotation is pretty even. Seth Lugo is your opening day starter, and you might think, well, our rotation kind of sucks if he's the opening day starter, but you have a really solid rotation here in Columbus. Christopher Sanchez, left-handed pitcher. He'll be the second starter for this team. Taijuan Walker will be in the rotation as well for this team. So some fun pitchers to this point. Nick Lodolo, we'll see what kind of year he can have in Columbus. He'll be the fourth man in this rotation. And David Peterson, who kind of came and went out of the Mets starting rotation the last few years. He is in the rotation here as the fifth man. Tyler Alexander is the long reliever for this team and a lefty. And as you can see, we got quite a few lefties within this bullpen, 4 to be exact. Sean Reed Foley, he can give you some innings as well. 65 stamina. He's in this bullpen. Andrew Wantz is a part of the bullpen as well. We got a couple of lefties. Zach Thompson, again with some stamina, and Tanner Banks. We got Sam Hentges as a setup man for Columbus, and we got Brian Baker as a setup man, eighth inning guy for Columbus. Devin Williams, the airbender, the closer for Columbus. Can this pitching staff give Devin Williams a lead into the ninth inning? If they do, they're going to win a lot of games. But overall, from what we've seen so far, this seems to be a little bit of a weaker pitching staff. Let's go to the lineup now. I can imagine this is going to be a pretty good lineup looking at it, and it definitely is. You got Trey Turner batting leadoff for this team. You got John Birdie batting second for this team. So a lot of speed, a lot of contact right off the bat. Masataka Yoshida, again, going for the contact here, are the Columbus Barons. And then you got Adolis Garcia. He's going to pound these guys home. That sounded really bad, but you know what I meant. Isaac Paredes, he's batting fifth. He's got some pop. Vinny P from the Royals batting sixth. He's going to have some pop as well. C Money, Cedric Mullins playing center field, batting seventh for this team. Against righties, Vaughn Grissom is going to be the designated hitter for Columbus, so a little bit of youth in the lineup. And Gabriel Moreno, clutch catcher for the Arizona Diamondbacks. He's your 9 hitter. Interesting bench here. It's always fun. Like, so far, the most fun I've had is looking at these teams' benches and who's sitting there. We have Rene Pinto at catcher. He had some good games for the Rays last year. Leover Peguero as the fourth infielder for this team. sitting on the bench. Good speed, good contact. Drew Jones makes the opening day roster for the Columbus Barons. How soon will he rise? Because this is a pretty good infield with this team. Yoshida, Adolis Garcia, Cedric Mullins. How will Drew Jones fare? Where does he fit in with this team throughout the season? Will be interesting to see what happens. And Jonathan Clase is a part of this bench as well. And you look at this bench beside Rene Pinto, and it's just speed across the board. Really interesting. Should this team get into extra innings, they're going to have some contact hitters. They're going to have some speed. Going to be interesting to see how the Columbus Barons do this year. Quite frankly, if this lineup can't hit to their potential, I don't know how good this team's going to be honest with you. But we'll see. We'll see. All right, the final team that we have to cover here in the NL East, the Washington Redskin Potatoes. Yes, that's their name. We're rolling with it. Christian Javier, opening day starter for this team. Jordan Hicks makes the rotation as well for Washington. Wade Miley, the veteran, he'll be third in this rotation. He's currently getting shelled as I watch the Brewers play in the background. Josiah Gray, supposed to be a big star down the road in the making. He's fourth in this rotation. Jose Buto has been a stud for the Mets this year. We'll see if he can be a stud for the Redskin Potatoes. He's fifth in this rotation. Long reliever for Washington is going to be Jonathan Hernandez. He doesn't have a lot of stamina, so I'm not sure if they really have a long reliever to go with it. Jimmy Nelson makes a pitching staff. He's in the bullpen. Tommy Canley is there as well. Good, solid veteran presence here. Trevor Stefan, part of this relief pitch staff as well. Joe Barlow, our second player to wear jersey number 69. So we're going to see some 69s on the field this year. That's pretty exciting. Jason Foley wearing number 68, the current closer, I believe, for the Tigers. Our setup man, we got Carl Edwards Jr. at 74 overall, 8th inning guy, and Adbert Alzolay is the closer for the Washington Redskin Potatoes. No lefties in the bullpen. Only one lefty on the entire pitching staff. And let me tell you guys, this might be the worst pitching staff I've seen. Let's see if the lineup looks any better. And let me tell you, it does. We got Christian Yelich batting leadoff for this team. Thairo Estrada batting second for this team. For some reason, the game is not putting great players. It's batting second. Mookie Betts, third. You got Yelich, you got Mookie Betts, but wait, there's more. You got Manny Machado. What a team. What a 1-2-3 punch. But if those guys don't perform, if they don't play well, if they get hurt, this team might not be good. Mickey Moniak, good lefty bat there, batting fifth against right-handed pitching. You got William Contreras following his Brewer teammate Christian Yelich over to the Redskin Potatoes. First baseman Spencer Torkelson, he's got pop. Not great defense, but he's there. Dalton Varsho, great defense. Great pop against righties. He could play catcher as well if they need it. He's batting eighth. And another Brewer, Jackson Churio, the opening day center fielder for the Washington Redskin Potatoes, at least against right-handed pitching. The bench, you have Pittsburgh Pirates legend Jason DeLay. He is your backup catcher. Andy Ibanez of the Tigers, he's on the bench. Brian Rocchio, I believe is on the Guardians as a rookie. He's on the bench, one of their top prospects. And Alex Call, great defensive outfielder, is rounding out the bench against right-handed pitching. This is an exciting lineup, but again, how far will the pitching take the Redskin Potatoes?